movie that we're looking at is playing exclusively at the Music Box on midnights, on Fridays, I guess. And along with that, we were lucky enough to get the director, John McNaughton, and also we have the distributor of the film, Chuck Parello, tonight.
Right.
So
we'll
it should
talk
be very
a little bit
good,
about
Charlie.
the Music Box and about Henry, Portrait of a Serial Killer.
This is the director of Henry, John McNaughton, and we also have the distributor from MPI, and that's, here in Chicago?
Illinois, yeah.
Okay, Chuck Parello.
Okay.
I was involved with a man named Waleed Ali, who owns the company Chuck works for, which is MPI Home Video. The two brothers that own it, Waleed and Malik, who I've known for at least 10 years. I used to work for them when they were operating out of their parents' basement in Oak Forest, Illinois, which has been, they've come a long, long way since then. And Waleed and I had talked about making a horror film for some years, and I was working on some other projects for them, some documentary projects. And Waleed finally agreed to make a horror film. So we got together and accessing the Chicago filmmaking community and also the Chicago theater community, which I can not say enough good about. We had access to an incredibly high level of talent that, and it worked out really well. And I can't say enough about the people we used in the city of Chicago, and the guy that starred in Henry, Michael Rooker, has gone on to be in Mississippi Burning, 8 Men Out. He just worked with Costa Gravis and Jessica Lange in Music Box, and Michael's off to a big career. So
Now, would you say that we could call Henry basically a slasher film, or what genre would you put it in?
I call it a character study.
Okay.
It was reviewed in The Reader by Jonathan Rosenbaum, and he categorized it as a slasher film and went on to give a history of slasher films, and according to him, it starts with Psycho.
Isn't that the way, though, the movie's being publicized? I had mentioned to Chuck earlier that The Loop is doing, has been talking about it. AM, The Loop 1000?
Yeah, Buzz
Kilman and the other drive-in reviewer. Fitzpatrick.
Yeah.
Yeah. I do think we do have a clip ready.
Right.
And
you want to set this clip up?
We're showing, this is
the Wacker Drive clip.
Yeah, these guys, well, slasher is sort of, this is a very real film, and about real people, based on real people, whose names I won't mention, and they kill randomly. They kill for reasons that I don't think anyone.
Based on truth? I mean, there are real.
There are real people who this is based upon, and I'm not going to mention their names this evening for various reasons.
Okay.
But yeah, it's based on a true story, but ever so loosely.
So in the clip we're going to see, which is filmed entirely here in Chicago.
Yeah.
Well,
the real killers were never in Chicago.
Okay.
Maybe they were, but they didn't kill in Chicago. They were in like the Southwest and South. So we based it in Chicago simply because we didn't have enough money to get out of Chicago.
Yeah, sure.
They've probably never been to Oak Park either, so no one out there needs to worry.
Right?
Right.
So this is a Random Murder by Henry and Otis, partners in crime.
Here, I want to show you something.
Where'd you get this?
Careful, Otis. It's loaded.
Where'd you get it?
Guns are easy to get. I can make a phone call and get a gun. Anybody can get a gun, Otis.
What do you got in mind, Henry?
What do you think?
I don't know.
Put up the hood.
Why?
Just put up the hood, Otis. Guys need me help? Otis, do you need some help, or can you do it yourself?
How do people react to a scene like that?
I've been in rooms with people who don't know what they're about to see and stuff, and the picture makes them very uncomfortable. But I would say from a wide range of people, really, you know, the intent of the film was not low or sleazy, and I think it works with, you know, a lot of people who I would expect to really be shocked and horrified by it. So, you know, I really like the picture, even though it gave me nightmares.
Well, you can tell in the sequence, you know, you said you're not sleazy, so it's very classy. You know, the camera work going into lower whacker. I don't know how you filmed that or whatever.
It was Charlie Lieberman. I don't want to take credit. That Charlie Lieberman, who was our director at the time, we just got really good people in Chicago on a very low-budget film that couldn't be done in Los Angeles.
A more important question would be, how did the MPAA, which is the film's rating board, react to this?
Right.
Now, what is the film rating of Henry, Portrait of a Serial Killer?
Well, excuse me, unrated.
Yeah, the film originally got an X rating for being disturbing. The MPAA would not give us any indication of what needed to be cut to get an R rating, and an X rating severely cripples distribution plans for any film.
We had mentioned earlier about the people being independents, you being an independent, and having trouble getting space on the overcrowded video shelves now, or the, you know, people want their movies put on. You know.
The major studios can get away with basically what they want to get away with. You have things like Indiana Jones, where a heart is ripped out or heads are rolling around, and basically they rule the movie rating systems. They don't want competition in the theatrical arena or in the home video arena. They don't want their movies competing with an independent film where the box art might be a little bit more suggestive or just a little bit more eye-catching.
Now, John, how do you feel as a director having that kind of put down on you?
Well, I have to be careful with the MPA. I just made another picture in Los Angeles.
Yeah, we're going to talk about that.
Substantially larger budget than Henry, and I went through it again with the MPAA. The thing we have to realize, in the old days, the reason that the Hayes Committee was set, the Hayes Office, which was the first MPAA, actually in the 20s or 30s, whenever it was, was because censorship was taking place on a state-by-state basis, which made it a total nightmare for anyone in the business. So the Hayes Office came, and if you were clear with the Hayes Office, then you could release the picture, rather than have to tailoring it for all 48 states at the time, 50 states now. We're in this pretty much the same situation. The MPAA is not a censorship board, they're a ratings board, which makes it really tough, because they say, well, we can't tell you what to cut because then we'd be censored, so we can tell you that this scene is a little rough. We can only say that we don't think people, 17 should see this picture. So it's tough, but without the MPAA, we would have state-by-state censorship, and it would be worse.
Now, are they trying to say that the scene like we just watched was too violent or too gruesome?
They found that in Henry it was the tone, the overall intent, that they said basically this film is so dark overall that we can't tell you any specific areas to cut, because you'd wind up cutting 80% of your picture, and you'd wind up with a 30-second commercial.
Well, that's real nice.